That's me being late. Godly woman? Me? I don't think I am. Sometimes I think I am, but then I realize that I am not. But I want to be. These were the thoughts that went through my head as I procrastinated in writing my testimony for this study on Titus. Why me? There are so many other women in this church that exude holiness, practice of patience, and all the amazing qualities that make up a godly woman. But it was when my husband reminded me that God doesn't choose the qualified, but qualifies the chosen, that I realized my sincere quest for striving to become a godly woman is not in vain. I thought of how I try to live a more holy life on a daily basis, and not how many times I stumble to make this a reality. Because truth be told, God is the only perfect and holy one. One way that I try to be a more godly woman is to surround myself with other ladies whom I sincerely love and look up to. They inspire me to become a better wife and mother and teacher by their actions and the insightful ways that they live their life. I grow as a person and in my faith when I study them and try to empathize with their own struggles and inhibitions. Their genuine advice and compassion-filled support act as a sounding board for my own life. I surround myself with women who I can be real with. Lovingly, I hold them accountable, and I expect the same from them. I want the relationship that I have with these women to be an example for my daughters as well, to show them that sisterhood is a key element to maintaining a healthy Christian lifestyle in this day and age when women are measured by their clothing size or their ring size. To have someone in your life who you trust and count on is so important, as this life is filled with many disappointments. Knowing that I have a group of kindred spirits to lift me in any situation enriches my life tremendously. Being in constant prayer is another way that I try to feel closer to God. I don't mean that I am so gifted in Scripture that I can fill my thoughts with verse after verse from His Word. No, I simply mean constantly chattering with Him throughout my day, singing to Caleb, or reciting my go-to Bible verses, or covering my coworkers and students and friends and family with prayer is something that happens on a daily basis. Outwardly displaying prayer for my children to witness is important because it shows them how to be compassionate for others around them. Prayer doesn't have to be complicated, and I don't need a PhD in theology to be qualified to do it. Of that, I am certain. I truly believe that humility is a key component to the makings of a godly woman. We know pressure to conform to what society deems as a good mother, a good wife, friend, etc. And so many women work so hard to look like they're keeping it all together for the audience that is society. For me, I want to show vulnerability to those around me so they can see that I am not perfect, and that by not trying to be, I am free to be who God created me to be. My hope is that when they see my walls down, they will also feel secure enough to be real with me so that I may shed insight into their life should they need it. I think about the most influential women in my life who share a similar attribute, and that is the ability to be humble. I admire them most because of their honesty and willingness to be broken and be okay with it. As a sinner, I stumble constantly, which is why I struggled so hard to find myself worthy of giving this testimony. But I will tell you that I always ask for forgiveness and then pick myself up, dust myself off, and continue to strive to be a godly woman. I believe that the life that we have been given on this earth is brief, and what we choose to do with it is ultimately up to us as individuals. As Christ followers, this comes with great amount of responsibility to live a life worthy of the sacrifice Jesus made. I try my hardest to see the beauty in each day, each situation, and each person, although I am not always successful. By doing this, we as Christians help to radiate God's love throughout our community and our world. As non-believers ponder how we can be joyous in such trying circumstances, when we smile in the face of adversity or sing in times of trial, we are acknowledging that God is greater than any of these and that He lives within us. He will not forsake us. I am grateful for a loving, non-judgmental support group made up of family and friends who cheer me on in my quest for a more godly life. And I remember that Christ paid the price long ago for my sins, and all He asks of me is that I continue the race called life with vigor and passion for others until I meet Him at heaven's door and He utters the words, "Well done, my child, well done."